everyone, how are you doing this fine day? Hope you're enjoying your week. Welcome to another survival challenge, in particular, a Helldiver survival challenge. What is up with this list, you might be at? What a weird combination of characters to throw the Helldivers against. There's like, what are you thinking, Rouga? Are you running out of people to throw? Like, what is going on here? And no, there's actually a really funny story behind this, okay? So I was thinking for the first time ever, I was gonna make my list the day before I actually made the video, because usually I wake up, I make a list, I record, I edit, I do it all in one day. But for whatever reason, last night I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get ahead on the day, and I'm gonna make my list the night before. But it was like super late at night when I was doing this. So I sat down on the couch that I sleep at, because I couch surf, and I started to make my list. And that's it. I don't remember anything else. I woke up the next morning, and I just assumed that I fell asleep before I made my list. So the first thing I did this morning was I pulled my phone out, I went on my little phone notes to begin to make my list, the thing that I failed to do the previous night. Lo and behold, when I opened up the notes, I did make my list. I just don't remember making it. And I didn't just put 4 characters on a list, I put like 15 characters on a list. And this was the most wild, ridiculous fucking list of characters I've ever seen in my life. Just to give you an idea of what kind of people I had on this list, there was Pac-Man and Charizard on this list. And those aren't the weirdest ones. But you know what? My ma didn't raise no quitter. I made this list with the intention of using them in survival challenges, so I was gonna use them. So I took the 4 least weird characters, which was a very challenging task to accomplish, and I just decided to make a survival challenge based on those 4. And this is where we are now. This is the list. So that's the story. I hope you enjoyed it. If this is your first time on the channel and you don't know anything about what we do here, basically we take a bunch of characters from different universes, we chuck them into one particular challenge, whatever that challenge might be, some horrifying hellscape of a situation to see if they could survive. It's a little more than just see if they could survive. We also look at character moments, who they can ally with, like what might happen if you replace whatever character had to go through these scenarios originally with these new people. How would those stories differ, and how would they overcome these challenges if they would overcome these challenges at all? And for today's challenge, we're going to take 1 unit of Helldivers, that's 24 Helldivers, 4 Helldivers on the ground with their ships, and they have 5 reinforcements just like in the games. Can 24 Helldivers overcome these monsters if their mission is to drop down to the ground and stop these monsters from doing whatever fucking monstrous shit they're doing? Can they survive? Will friendships form? Will romances blossom? What will happen? I don't fucking know. The video hasn't started yet. Slow your roll, man. But I've wasted enough of your time. Let's get started. First up, we have Pinhead from the Helldivers series. Rouga, you must be thinking, what is the matter with you? You wanted to put Pac-Man in the video, and now you're putting Pinhead first? You think that the Helldivers are gonna overcome Pinhead? What, did you catch a case of the tards? What the fuck are you thinking? How much Molly did you take? Remember that? Remember Molly? People still do that? That was really big when I was younger, but I haven't heard about that in a while. I need to look into this. My answer to all of those very polite, calm, and reasonable questions is no. I don't think that the Helldivers can overcome Pinhead. Helldivers are gonna get fucked up in this video. That's what happens when you make a list of a bunch of characters and then forget the whole fucking thing. You end up making bad lists. But you know what? It's fine, because all that means is the video is not going to be about whether or not the monsters can survive the Helldivers. It's gonna be about just how fucked up the Helldivers are gonna get having to deal with these monsters, which, you know, that's kind of fun. That's nice. So right out the gate, when the Helldivers drop on the planet to try and deal with the whole Pinhead situation, who knows what the fuck Pinhead's doing? He's probably torturing and maiming and raping a bunch of people. You know, the whole Pinhead thing, what he normally does. Mutilating people, hanging a bunch of people upside down on weird chain hooks. You get the gist. From the very beginning, all of the Helldivers' weapons are going to be completely useless against Pinhead. In Hellraiser, I think it was 3, he actually gets shot in the face and just catches the bullet with his teeth like some Hahachi bullshit. Just spits it out like it's not even, he doesn't even care. Now, while the weapons that the Helldivers use are considerably more powerful than any any normal bullet, especially the bullet that was fired at Pinhead specifically. Doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, Pinhead is immortal. You can blow him into pieces and he will not be killed. He'll just come back together. And we've seen Pinhead, especially in the comics, be so powerful that he can grow to be larger than the planet Earth and just sort of hold it in his hands. This dude is insanely overpowered, and there's literally nothing the Helldivers can do to fight against him. So, why is he first on the list? Because they don't have to fight against him. All they have to do is find the fucking puzzle box, close the puzzle box, and then Pinhead disappears. And as long as the Helldivers have the proper intel to know that, they will know what their mission is. They gotta look for this fucking puzzle box before Pinhead shows up and drags them all to the labyrinth where they can be tortured and sexually assaulted forever, for just all eternity. God, this is like the worst fucking thing to have to go up against. This is awful. So the next question then becomes, can Helldivers actually find the puzzle box and solve it? And I don't know. Like, are they capable of finding the puzzle box? Yes, they have very good scanning technology. They're capable of scanning whole maps of areas and knowing exactly where their targets are. This is not the only mission they've had where they have to go find some very small item and then bring it to another location. Their scanning technology allows them to know where these things are. I do not doubt that the ships can scan the planet to find out where the puzzle box is, and then all our Helldivers have to do is go find it. It's the solving part that I'm not really sure about, because I'm not sure how hard the puzzle box is to solve. It seems like every single person that gets their hands on the puzzle box is capable of solving it. Basically everyone. So is the Hellraiser universe just filled with a bunch of fucking, like, puzzle geniuses? Or is the Lament configuration just super fucking easy to solve? Because in real life, if you replace the Lament configuration with, say, a Rubik's Cube, and then you're like, go on, send, fucking 24 people down to the planet to go find the Rubik's Cube and solve it. You might be lucky if one of those people is actually capable of doing it. You can put in a Rubik's Cube in an entire classroom and no one in that classroom is capable of solving it. Like, that's very common. I don't know that many people who have solved a Rubik's Cube, and I know a decent amount of people. Most people haven't even tried. So how hard is the Lament configuration to solve? You would assume if they want more people to drag down to the labyrinth to torture and shit, they would make it very easy to solve. But at the same time, they also want people who have gone through all of the pleasures of life and are now specifically going out to hunt even greater pleasures that cannot be found in the mortal world. So you would assume you'd want to make it pretty fucking difficult, because you want to make sure that the people who get their hands on the box are the people who are really striving for that greater level of pleasure. Really, whether or not the Helldivers can overtake this is all based on whether or not they can solve the puzzle box. If they can solve the puzzle box, I think that they're probably going to survive with a lot of people being dragged down the labyrinth. Most of them will be dead, but it's really just going to be a race in a straight line to the puzzle box, and then someone picking it up, running with it, and trying to solve it. And weirdly enough, if I was going to give the puzzle box to anyone and tell them to run and solve it at the same time, it would be a Helldiver, because they've shown with the stratagems that they're really good at running around while also putting in this very intricate code. So they actually have training that is very specifically running at top speeds while also, like, solving puzzles and shit. So I actually think they could probably do it. Again, let me be clear. They cannot kill Pinhead. And it's very, very likely that none of them will be able to solve the puzzle because it's just too difficult to solve. But if there is someone who can solve it and they get their hands on the puzzle box, they can run at really fast speeds, because they run faster than normal people can. I mean, they carry hundreds and hundreds of pounds of equipment on them, and they are running faster than most people are capable of running, even with that equipment on. If they want to just strip themselves of all equipment, because it's not going to do any good anyway, and just haul ass like a fucking Olympic sprinter, grabbing this puzzle box and then keep running and trying to solve it, I think they can do it. But you're going to have to find that one Helldiver who is really good at puzzles and make sure he gets to the puzzle box and nobody else. Because if one of the dumbass Helldivers gets to it, well, I mean, that sucks. What are you gonna fucking do? But I also think there's a distinct possibility that if Super Earth has enough knowledge and intel to know that the way to overcome this mission is to solve a puzzle box, they will probably specifically send Helldivers who they test, and they're like, okay, this dude's really good at puzzles, let's send him. Let's just send 24 of our greatest puzzle solvers down there, who also happen to be the fastest runners, and just send them against Pinhead. It's not a perfect plan, but, this is a very strange situation. Most people haven't dealt with this situation. I haven't dealt with this situation. I would probably fucking die. I've never solved a Rubik's Cube. I'm not a nerd. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, share, and join the membership. Remember, you join the membership, you get exclusive access to a bunch of cool videos, and you will get more in the future. Also, don't forget to go down below into the pinned comment where there will be a link to the Discord. We have all all kinds of really fun activities, and it will allow you to actually join the streams, not just listen to them, but actually like come in and talk to me and be on the live streams for the debate streams, the tier list streams, all that kind of stuff. That's a really fun little perk of being part of the Discord, as well as a link to the second channel where I'm going to put any videos that are not specifically survival challenge videos. While I have not been putting videos over there recently because it's summer, so I'm trying to sort of build this one. I will eventually get to the point where I'm putting videos over there more consistently, so look forward to that. Are you tired of this ad? So am I. Let's continue on to the video. Next up on the list, we have Bull Shark from Maneater. At least I hope it's from Maneater, the mutated sci-fi monster bull shark, and not just a regular fucking bull shark, because all I put on the list was bull shark. So I don't know. I'm assuming it's from Maneater. I'm hoping it's from Maneater. I wouldn't be surprised if it is just a normal fucking bull shark, because there's some weird shit on this list. I've got the Swamps of Sadness from Neverending Story on this list. The fuck was I thinking? So even though I don't actually remember putting this monster on the list, it's not a terrible choice, to be honest with you. The fact that it is a giant fucking mutated shark that's underwater automatically makes it a really serious challenge for the Helldivers, because none of their weapons are going to work on it underwater. And there might be some people saying that like, oh no, but you don't understand, like their weapons are super powerful, really high velocity. They'll be able to hit the bull shark underwater. No, they won't. That's not how water works. The higher velocity and more force that a thing has when it enters the water, the more force that goes back on it. Larger caliber bullets travel less far than lower caliber bullets when they are fired in the water. You can fire like a 32 into a water, it'll go about 5 feet, whereas you fire a 50 cal rifle and it will only go about 2 feet. This is because of the inertia that is created by the water. Simply put, the molecules just don't have enough time to separate and allow whatever is going through to pass through, especially with the amount of weight that the water has. This is the case for even small tanks of water, but it's even more so when you're in large bodies of water, as more water means more weight, therefore more inertia is built. Basically, anytime a Helldiver tries to fire literally anything, whether that be their regular handheld guns or the crazy over-the-top stratagems like the rail cannon or the 500 kilogram bomb, all the bull shark has to do is swim underwater like 10 feet and it's safe. Like, it's way more than safe. The 500 kilogram bomb will explode the moment it hits the surface of the water, and the explosion will only travel a couple feet deep, and even the massive orbital rail cannon is only, again, traveling just a couple of feet. This means that the only way the Helldivers could possibly beat the shark is by getting it out of the water. But that's not a guarantee that they can even beat the shark in that way, because this is not a normal fucking shark. The bull shark from Maneater is a 32-foot mutated super genius shark that has electrical, atomic, and shadow powers. Over the course of the story of Maneater, which only takes place over like a couple of days, a week at the most, you go from being like a 3-foot long shark that's just like a normal shark to being a 32-foot long megalodon that can literally transform into the shadows or lightning, can leap into the air ripping helicopters out of the sky, attacking massive on the water like tank armored fortresses, and can survive massive explosions from several tons of TNT. Towards the end of the base game, this is not when he's at his most powerful because of the DLC they released later where he gets even stronger and larger, but at the end of the base game, Scaly Pete, who is like the world's greatest hunter, tries to kill her and lures her onto his boat where he has the whole thing set up with a bunch of C4, blows the whole fucking ship up. Again, it's not a normal sized ship, it's a large battleship, blows the whole thing up, massive explosion, ripples across the entire lake, and it happens about 3 feet in front of the bull shark's face, and it's completely unscathed. It's not harmed in any way. It literally just blows it into the water, starts swimming around like there's nothing wrong. It looks like one of the healthier sharks I've ever seen. This thing has been shot by high-powered mounted machine guns, rockets, all manner of different types of explosions, harpoons. It survived having the entire lake it was living in massively poisoned, as well as atomically radiated. In fact, it just adapted to those things and acquired poison and atomic powers. It is capable of very casually ripping to pieces large armored vehicles. It is not a normal shark. Get it out of your head right now that it's a normal shark. This thing is a fucking beast and is capable of taking on basically the entire United States military by itself. So, can the Helldivers do literally anything to harm this thing? Not much. Most of their guns aren't going to do much, whether it's in the water or not. As I've said before, it's been able to take massive explosions and military-grade weapon pretty casually, including large explosives like the entire ship being rigged with C4. Didn't do anything to them. I'm not even 100% sure that something like a 500 kilogram bomb would be able to kill it. Probably damage it, but not necessarily kill it. The only thing that I could say might actually kill it is, well, two things. First one being the orbital rail cannon. and the second one being the Hell Bomb. The problem and the challenge that the Helldivers are gonna have to get over is actually being able to hit the fucking thing with these. Because if you fire down the orbital rail cannon, it could just jump into the water and instantly it cannot be hit anymore. And with the Hell Bomb, it's a pretty big, pretty noticeable device. I would normally say, you just strap it on your back, lure the shark. When the shark bites you, set it off, it blow up. But the shark is a super genius. Like we see in the game, the shark is capable of outsmarting basically all of the world's greatest hunters, including the fucking military. They can't kill this thing. It's incredibly fucking intelligent. It also has a really good sonar sense, which allows it to not only be aware of people and animals and all kinds of life forms that are around it, but also objects as well. This means you can't even properly hide the Hell Bomb somewhere where the shark wouldn't notice it and then fool the shark to come up and then, get blown up. The only reason why the C4 kind of worked is because it's small and he hit it on the ship in different areas. Like there was no way of him knowing that the ship was actually rigged with C4. Like the sonar allowed him to see the ship. And honestly, even if they do something like that, if they do succeed in tricking it into putting it into a position, because it does occasionally come on land, that's how Scaly Pete was able to get it into the explosion. Just to add more terror to this fucking monster, it can breathe outside of water for a damn near infinite amount of time. As long as it can keep eating people, it doesn't need oxygen. It will just be sustained by the flesh of those that it consumes, because it's some kind of fucking cosmic horror shark asshole. I don't even know why. What does that have to do with breathing? But even if they do get it on the surface away from the water long enough to hit it with one of these things, it has the power to transform into shadows or electricity that will not be harmed by a rail cannon or a Hell Bomb. Now, this transformation is temporary. It can't stay in this form for very long, but it only needs to stay in this form for a couple of seconds, which it can do. It could stay in it for like 4 or 5 seconds before it wears off, and then it can do it again. Like, it can keep doing it. I haven't even touched on the fact that this fucking thing can kill all the Helldivers in one single hit, because I haven't had to. So far, it's doing pretty well. Even if it would have taken 3 or 4, it's still gonna fucking win this. But yeah, it'll kill all the Helldivers in a single hit. Like I said, its teeth are capable of biting through armored fucking fortresses that are created to sit on the water and attack it. It can rip helicopters to pieces. Its tail swipes can split fucking submarines in half. Helldiver's titanium armor is not going to save them here. Even if the shark couldn't bite through it, which it very clearly can, the shark wouldn't have to bite through it. He would just crush the fucking Helldiver inside the suit. Done. Problem solved. It's not that the Helldivers can't overcome the bull shark. They can. They do have some weapons that could. And we're giving them 24 fucking people, which means they're gonna have multiple chances to try and overcome it. The problem is that the bull shark has ways around basically everything that the Helldivers can do. And again, it's really fucking smart. The fact that over 95% of the Helldiver's arsenal is going to be completely worthless, and the only 2 things that will have any effect on it have to be used in a very specific scenario. It's just like, that's probably not gonna happen. And if you're thinking the shark can jump on the surface, they could just shoot it with a scorcher or an orbital laser or any of these other like heat-based energy weapons. No, the shark has a regen. He's shown having high resistances to heat-based attacks, and none of those flaming heat weapons are going to be able to hit him underwater. Even something like the Helldiver's gas weapons that are said to be able to eat through titanium is only going to very mildly affect the shark. And the moment the shark jumps in the water and the gas effects wear off, it'll just regen from whatever damage it was done, because again, it has regen. This shark is no bitch. Okay, it's fucking up the Helldivers. Next up on the list, we have Werewolf or Wolfman. From like everything mythology, I guess, just mythology, not everything, because it differs depending. And the lucky thing about this one is I don't really have to go into any detail. Everybody knows what fucking werewolves can do. They're basically completely indestructible except if you hit them with silver. So there's really only one question: do the Helldivers have silver weapons in any way? No, they're gonna get fucked up. That's as simple as it is. They can hit it with a quasar cannon. They can hit it with a fucking rail cannon. Doesn't matter. You can shoot it. You can blow it up. You can burn it. You can poison it. You can't kill a fucking werewolf. They are not regular like monster creatures. It is a mystical magical curse that makes a mystical magical creature, and that mystical magical creature can only be harmed, or more so killed, by silver. You don't have silver, you can't win. That's it. That's all there is to it. The Helldivers don't have silver, so that's it. Nothing else to really talk about here, to be honest with you. Well, okay, so let me come at it of a bit of a different thing. Now, normally, no, the Helldivers do not have silver. However, if we make it fair and we give them intel the same way they had intel when they went up against Pinhead, Pinhead, I imagine that Super Earth can give them silver to prepare them to fight against the Wolfman. And if you do give them a bunch of silver weapons and send them down the planet and they know that they're about to fight a fucking Wolfman, then like it becomes completely reversed. Basically, it becomes impossible for the Wolfman to win. While it's true the Wolfman is basically completely indestructible from any damage that's not silver, when it comes to silver, they might as well be made out of fucking styrofoam. Like they really, like it's worse than kryptonite is to Superman. I mean, the original Wolfman gets killed because he gets hit one time with a cane by an out-of-shape dude because the cane has some silver on it. Like, that's it. I could literally take a fucking spork and put some silver on it and I just fucking hit him one time, just a little shank, boom, werewolf's dead. Silver, like, really fucks them up. Like, unbelievably fucks them up. So, that's basically all there really is to it. You give silver to the Helldivers, instant fucking win. First Helldiver that sees them, bang, fight, dead, done, and that's it. Hell, if the Helldivers really wanted to, they could cover all of their armor in silver. They can make a specific silver armor for the sole purpose of fighting werewolves, and then they don't even really have to do anything. Like, the werewolf would literally come to attack it, try and bite on the silver armor, and that might be enough to kill it right there. Like, just punching the werewolf in the face one time, bang, silver knuckles, boom, you're dead. They don't even need guns. This would be so fucking easy if they had all the information they needed from the get-go. So basically, the way this works, they have all the information, instant, obvious, easiest win ever that there has ever been in one of these videos. If they don't have the information and they don't have access to the silver, then it becomes literally impossible, like the most impossible challenge they've ever had to come across. That's really weird. So I think this would probably go before Pinhead. Because Pinhead, they can't possibly win if they don't have the information. If they do have the information, it's very unlikely, but possible. With the Wolfman, same sort of situation. Impossible if they don't have the information, but if they do have the information, it's basically impossible if they'll fail. So yeah, change this around. The Wolfman should go first, then Pinhead, and then, you know, continuing on with a list from there. Actually, a good question to ask is, does the Wolfman even exist as a concept in the Helldivers universe? It's very possible it doesn't. The entire timeline of Super Earth is completely different than our real world timeline. Like, Super Earth took over the entire planet already, like before now. Like, we're in 2025 right now. If we exist in the Helldivers universe, Super Earth would have already taken over the planet. I forget the exact date, but I think they took over like the whole planet around the 80s. Like, yeah, the whole timeline's different. So it's very possible they don't even have Wolfman. So if they don't have Wolfman, Wolfman don't exist in the universe, then they literally can't prepare. There's no amount of intel they could possibly be given. They would just have to throw Helldivers at it until they somehow accidentally hit it with a fucking silver something, and then that's how they would find out that the thing could be fucking killed. Or they'd have to capture it. They could send them down and capture the Wolfman, which is very, very difficult to do because those things are strong as shit. But they would have to capture the Wolfman somehow and then experiment on it, and I don't even know how that would work because it's magical. So nothing that they would do to it would make scientific sense of why it's surviving all the things that you do to it. So yeah, that's another thing. If Wolfman existed in the universe, then, you know, it'll be a lot easier than if Wolfmen don't exist in the universe. We don't know if Wolfmen exist in the universe. Does their fiction have Wolfman in it? Maybe. I don't know. This is an interesting one because it's either the absolute most hardest thing ever or the easiest shit possible. There's no middle ground here for this particular challenge. There's also the possibility that it'll bite another Helldiver and they won't know that that Helldiver will turn into a werewolf, even if they kill the werewolf. Like, if one of them gets bitten, they're like, oh shit, it bit me, whatever, it's fine. He goes back to live his normal life, and then bam, first full moon, he's trapped on a fucking super destroyer, goes around, starts biting everybody. Now you got a whole fucking ship full of werewolves. You know, it's a very, very problematic situation you got going on here. Werewolves are a lot of fun, guys. I like werewolves. Last up, but certainly not least, we have the Blob from the classic 1980s horror movie Grease, starring John Travolta. No one ever talks about the Blob when they talk about some of the most powerful, over-the-top, crazy, amazing, fictional alien races of all time. I don't know why, because this is one of the most broken fucking aliens ever. Like, it's stupidly overpowered. There is nothing, Predator, Alien, the fucking Tyranids, a fucking Space Marine, the Ceph, you fucking name it. None of them can really do anything against the Blob. You can't touch it or come into contact with it in any way. None of your weapons are going to work against it. no explosive, no flames, no bullet, nothing. Ain't gonna do shit. Every time it eats something, which it can eat anything organic, this would include grass and trees and shit, it gets bigger. And it doesn't matter how big it gets, it can then shape itself in any way it wants to. It can become the size of a city and still somehow squeeze down your fucking drain in your sink or your bathtub. Because that's just how it works. The only weakness this motherfucker has is cold, and not slight cold. Unbelievable, super over the top fucking cold. That was, I don't know if you heard that. That was thunder, because it has been raining basically every day where I am for like 2 weeks straight, becoming very irritating and disrupting my recordings. There just isn't really a whole lot of things that can overcome the Blob. The way that they overcome it in the actual Blob movie is just like a 1 in a million shot. They just so happen to have a truck, like a giant 18-wheeler, that is carrying liquid nitrogen that instantly freezes. They drive it into the Blob and blow the fucking truck up. This may come as a surprise to you, but most things, anything, armies, living beings, robots, do not have access to giant truckloads of liquid nitrogen that they can then use and weaponize against massive Blob kaijus. It just doesn't really happen. And this would include the Helldivers. They don't have freeze weapons or freeze technology in any way. If you drop down the Helldivers, they do not have the weapons necessary to overcome the Blob. Period. Literally, their absolute strongest weapons will do nothing. It's not weak to ballistic, explosive, or heat-based weapons at all. And you know what? It's our own fucking fault, okay? Because they had a war bond come out months and months and months ago. It's called Polar Patriots. And I got super excited because I'm like, oh, Polar Patriots, they're going to add ice weapons to the game. This is going to be really cool. And then the war bond came out, fucking nothing. I didn't get my freeze ray. I didn't get any of my ice weapons. It was just a bunch of kind of winter-themed armors and then a bunch of basic bitch weapons that shot regular bullets. I was so let down. To this day, I refuse to buy that war bond. If I had all the war bonds except for that one, and I had 10,000 super credits, that's enough to buy 10 extra war bonds, I would still not spend the credits on that Polar Patriot. Fuck that war bond, and fuck whoever came up with the idea. If it's called Polar Patriots, you put ice weapons in the war bond. This should be common sense. And because of that, the Helldivers are not prepared for this scenario. They're gonna get fucked up by the Blob. Now, is it possible that I give them intel the same way they had for Pinhead and the other dudes and all that? If they had the intel, would they then be able to come in prepared to fight the Blob? I believe personally that this is an unfair question, because in Helldivers and the Wolfman's case, Super Earth has silver. That exists. It would not be that hard to just tip their bullets in silver before they drop down to the planet. Same thing with Pinhead. It would not be that difficult to just tell them this is what you have to do to complete the mission. But with the Blob, they would actually have to invent a new form of technology that doesn't exist. Fucking freeze ray. And I feel like that's going a little too far for this challenge. Because if that's the case, I can literally just say that they can defeat anyone because they can come up with any technology. They can defeat Pinhead because they can come up with technology to banish him back to his universe without even touching the fucking puzzle. I mean, maybe, but you're getting a little theoretical at that point, don't you think? Maybe we were talking about all of Super Earth against the Blob. Possibly you could say, like, in months and months and months and months time, they can come up with some kind of weapon or study the Blob and figure out how to defeat it, sure. But we're not really doing that for this challenge. This challenge is literally just this one unit and what Super Earth can give it for this unit to be sent down immediately. And as of right now, they don't have any freeze technology. So I just don't think it would be fair to just give them a bunch of fucking weapons they don't actually possess. And that they can't just quickly prep like the silver thing before they get sent off to their mission. You know what I mean? So no, I don't think the Helldivers can win this at all. In fact, I don't think most creatures could. Like, I would struggle to come up with an alien race that would be able to overcome the Blob without at least the vast majority of them being wiped out. Like, even giant kaiju, even Godzilla. Godzilla would have a seriously fucking hard time against the Blob. The only thing limiting the Blob is its size. It would just be a matter of time before the Blob killed enough things and got big enough that it can completely encase Godzilla, and Godzilla's atomic breath wouldn't be able to do anything to the Blob because it's not weak to heat or radiation. It's literally only hyper cold. The Blob is a broken as fuck alien monster creature, and nobody ever talks about it. Why not? And both of its movies are really good. The 1980s film Blob is really fucking amazing. It was written by Frank Darabont. That's the same dude who wrote and directed 8 Mile and The Shawshank Shawshank Redemption. It's a good fucking movie. Go watch it. But that's all I have for today. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, share, and join the membership. Remember, you join the membership, you get exclusive access to a bunch of crazy, cool, awesome videos that you can't see anywhere else. It's gonna be awesome. You're gonna love it. Great. And always remember, y'all stay safe out there, you hear?